Ayan. Ayan.
Music lang po.
Ayan.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you very much.
Thank you talaga sa mga viewers
okay,
namin na.
Diba? Kasi kaya ang hirap nang wala kang kasama sa technical.
Yeah. For the information of everybody po, yung host natin tonight is also our the technical man. So, siya po yung lahat ng gumagawa ng...
Nakakaba. Ayan, nakakaba. Pero I guess, okay na. Ayan. Okay na ba? Siguro, hindi ko kasi mag-feedback kasi sa laptop ko. I guess,
okay.
Ayan, okay naman na siguro. Ayan. Again, kung may mga questions kayo sa ating guest, kung may mga clarification kayo sa kanyang application, sa scholarship na meron sa kanya, I feel free to drop your comment, or if ever na medyo nahihiya kayo na mag-ask ng question, ay pwede nyo naman akong isend directly, or kung generous enough naman at medyo maraming time ang ating guest, maybe pwede naman niya tayong bigyan ng sagot, at mamaya malalaman natin. Ngayon, pakilala mo nga muna yung ating mga kasama sa gabing ito.
Okay. Gusto ko lang i-clarify, wala po bang sound?
Okay na daw. May sound na daw.
Meron na daw sound.
Okay na po. Ayan.
Okay. Music lang daw yung maririnig.
Okay na po. Ayan. Okay na daw.
Okay na. It's okay na daw. Okay, so tonight, I'm so excited because meron po tayong very important guest. Important guest tonight, and I know magiging blessed tayo we will feel blessed by his experiences, and especially na saang country nga to siya, Mac?
Ayan, actually sa Sweden ata siya, kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Ayan. Kasi actually hindi alam na, ang pangit, no, kasi hindi alam ng host kung nasaan siya ngayon. Kasi ang dami niyang gala lately. Ayan, mamaya. Nagugulat ako, nandiyan ka na ulit.
Malalaman natin yan later kung saan
kaya
siya
nga,
ngayon.
hindi ko alam kung nasaan ka ba talaga. Ayan, kung ano ba talaga yung address mo. Kasi nalilito ako kung saan. Kasi yung mga post niya, ang dami niya, like every day, every other day, ibang place ang napupuntahan niya. Pero mamaya, malalaman natin kung saan nga ba talaga siya.
Okay, so without further ado, let us introduce our guest tonight. So our guest is from Mindanao State University, Iligan Institute of Technology. He took his master's in metallurgical engineering in that school. And what else, Mac?
And actually, kanina nagkaroon tayo ng kwentuhan na he took the board exam noong 2017. Ayan, so medyo recent at saka kabatch mo. Ayan, kabatch
yes, batchmate kami actually.
Ayan, kabatch mo. Then, nagma-master siya. Wala akong kodigo.
Yes, he is taking his master's in, where's my book? Master's in Innovative and Sustainable Natural Resources Management. So, kahit ako hindi ko alam kung ano talaga yung master's niya, but we will ask him later for him to explain it further para lahat tayo maka-understand ng kinukuha niyang master's. And he is currently studying in Uppsala Universitet.
Yeah. Actually, 3 different daw.
Oh, so in here it says here ang current schools niya is Ghent University in Belgium, Uppsala University in Sweden, and Freiburg University in Germany. So nung nakita ko to kanina, I was asking Mac if bakit 3 schools and how is this possible? So we will ask him later. Bakit 3 yung schools niya? Hindi lang isa, hindi lang 2, but 3. So we will ask him these things later. So I guess we will introduce our guest by his name.
Yeah. He'll give more time to introduce himself. Ayan.
Yes,
Sir John, you there? Ayan.
Hello.
Yan. Hi
Good
there, Sir
evening.
John.
Good evening, everyone. Kumusta kayo?
Ayan, okay naman kami. Okay naman kami.
Okay po.
Okay naman kami. At ito, nagkukwentuhan pa rin at kinakabahan dahil sa mga technicalities ng ating computer at saka ng ating internet connection. But still, we are so grateful to have you, Sir John. Ayan.
Yeah, I also want to thank you for the opportunities. So yeah, as long as we can inspire the people who are listening and who will listen, then yeah, everything is good. So thank you.
Yan. Okay, thank you very much, Sir John. Alam ko excited na at marami ng mga tanong ang ating mga viewers ngayon, Sir John. Kaya bibigyan kita ng time to introduce yourself kasi alam ko na kulang pa yung binigay na introduction ng ating co-host ni Darlene. Kasi sa totoo lang guys, wala pa kaming 1 week na nagkakakilala ni Sir John.
Kami po ilang minutes.
Kaya nga, ang galing lang, no? Ang galing lang kasi nag-send lang ako ng message sa kanya sa Messenger and he's really generous enough to entertain ng messages sa random and stranger people. Kaya I'll give time to Sir John to introduce himself. Kasi sabi, meron tayo ditong 3 guideline sa question or ayan for in your introduction. So sir, can you briefly explain kung ano nabanggit na kanina ni Darlene kung taga saan kayong hometown mo, pero pwede ba namin mas malaman in detail yung bachelor's mo, ayan. At ano nga ba 'yon? Kasi napakabago sa amin, sa amin yung metallurgical engineering. Hindi sa amin ano 'yun. Mostly din sa mga invited namin ay on the sciences and in the field of medicines. So baka pwede mo kaming bigyan ng introduction. Sa bachelor's lang muna.
Okay. So yeah, I had my bachelor's in Mindanao University Iligan Institute of Technology sa Ili. Why siguro hindi siya masyadong dinig because there are only 2 schools that offers this course. So one is in UP Diliman and dito sa MSU. So talking about metallurgical engineering, so in a nutshell, paano ba ito? Dito kasi sa Pilipinas, it's more on the extraction of metals from the ore or sa lupa na lang, sabihin natin. So metals cannot be and leaning to the material science kasi sakop din ng course namin yung once we have the metal, how can we do something to make it of use, like paano siya i-convert paano natin ma-optimize, gagawin siyang cars, phones, from the batteries and everything. So yun naman sa material science siya. So we are in between the mining and material science. So from ground kami yung mag-optimize, but we merely focus on metal itself. So ayun, sana naintindihan ng mga viewers natin.
Nice. At ang dami pala talagang those areas at those schools talaga ay napakaraming mga one of a kind ng mga programs na ino-offer. There are certain and specific graduate studies abroad that also caters the same program, bachelor's and master's. And buti ka pa nga, Sir John, kasi yung master's mo ay hindi lang somehow in line talaga sa yung field. In line sa field mo talaga. Whereas kami ng mga gaya namin, lalayo, basta lang makakuha ng makakuha ng scholarship, we're good. Whatever challenges na ibigay sa amin ng ng school at saka ng professor namin, go lang tayo doon. Anyways, now sir, yung mechanics ng ating laro laro. Okay. Before tayo mag-proceed sa 3 questions, ayan, kasi actually guys, sa mga nanonood, we already construed a lot of questions, but we are going to ask random question to Sir John, 3 questions sa kanya na kinonstrue na namin. But before we continue, can you, Sir Jan, briefly discuss or summarize your process in applying this kind of scholarship, or what are or ano yung scholarship mo, and can you briefly explain, summarize your process?
Okay. So I would start on telling you siguro yung program na pinasukan ko. So, yeah, it's true na medyo related siya sa bachelor's ko, which is metallurgical engineering. But the program itself is a wide range of courses. Program tackles more on the sustainability side naman of the natural resources. So actually, yung mga kaklase ko, international students, but they are not just metallurgical engineering. We have mining engineers, we have physicists, we have chemists, everything. But the focus for this one is on the sustainability side, especially on processing of our natural resources. Doon talaga sa raw materials natin. So for this application, nag-freeze ata si Darlene. Ayan.
Yan.
So, ako ba yung nag-freeze? Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Ayan.
Yes, okay. So,
Clear.
yeah, regarding naman sa processing ng scholarship, actually, it's not old. Maybe 2 years ago, the program has started. And I am so lucky that I have a senior na nag-guide sa akin on this one, because most of us are also went here in Europe na. Most sa mga kabatch ko and even those seniors pumunta na dito sa Europe for this masters. So I started applying online. I sent to you, Neil, the link, di ba?
Yeah.
Kung pwede mong ibigay sa mga viewers natin.
Sure.
So there.
Here it is.
Actually.
Ayan. Tama ba ang aking na-project? Nakikita mo? Namamonitor mo. Ayan. Actually, present ko yung Erasmus Mundus Scholarship.
Yes, I'm looking at the comment. Or saan mo ba nilagay?
Dito sa screen mismo natin. I mean, makikita ng ating mga viewers sa live.
Perfect. Ayan. So here you can see the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship offers. So I'm telling you, this is not just limited to a very konting fields lang. This is very wide, from arts, history, science, economies, and marami siya. So all you have to do is visit the website. That's the first thing I did. And then select because for sure, mas malaki yung chance mo na matatanggap sa masters if you support it na meron kang background with the certain studies. So you just select there, and it's very easy. I mean, I applied for 3 programs because I applied 2, but there are 3 maximum programs where you apply simultaneously. So that's the good thing about this application, kasi hindi lang malilimit yung isa. So for sure, I would recommend everyone who plans to apply to take 3. Give 3 applications, and then it's very user-friendly. The web itself, each program under Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, they have their own instructions on how to. It's not uniform, as some might siguro akala nila the same kami ng process, but every program has differences. So if will ask me the process program, maybe details, but when you go with SINReM, which is my program, then you can see I can give you the details for this one. So ayan, and then I just followed the process. Nandun naman what do they need from you? Well, for sure the general ones are diploma, POR, resume, and a very good motivational letter. So doon tayo medyo general, and I can give you some tips, and I am open for help naman. For helping. Ganun.
Nice. Yan.
Ayos.
Ang galing. Ayan. Actually, may sinend si Sir Jan sa akin na promotion video. Okay lang ba i-play ko, Sir
Yes.
Jan?
Yeah, I would love.
Ayan.
I would love our viewers to see it actually.
Ayan.
Yes.
Wait.
Hello, My name is Mridul. I come from India and I'm enrolled in SINReM Master's Program.
I'm Emily. I'm from France, but I was raised in Brazil. Then I went to Canada to do my studies in chemical engineering, and now I'm in Belgium doing SINReM.
My name is Diana Tisha. I'm from Albania, from the Balkans. I've studied environmental engineering with a major in water treatment.
So I'm John Logos Young. I'm from the Philippines. I have my bachelor's degree in metallurgical engineering.
I am Ariel Barcelo, and I come from Mexico. I'm an environmental engineer.
SINReM is a tailor-made program that tackles the problems that are occurring in the value process chain, achieving towards a circular economy.
So the master program, we can imagine in a nutshell, is composed of three stakeholders: the universities, the students, and the industry.
So in the first semester, I'm studying here in Ghent University, and in the next semester, I will be pursuing my studies in Uppsala University in Sweden. I will have a summer school in Freiburg in Germany.
We all choose our majors and start our thesis and final academic year.
And what's really interesting is that there are external partners, external industrial partners with the SINReM program, and where you can have an easier access to the industry. And they interact with you in terms of having guest lectures, or having a field visit, or via internships and even thesis.
It's got something for everyone. It's got something for geologists, for engineers, for a bit more policymakers. And now they're developing a whole side very specific to entrepreneurship. So for people who want to make their own companies, it's ideal.
So after these masters, I think there's two defined pathways where I would like to go to. First is to pursue this academic career and get a PhD, or the other one is go to find a good job like a land on where I can use the things I've learned in this masters. So for that too, it's still not definite as of now. But at least with this program, I learned something and I expanded my network. And with that, I can have better options.
SINReM is a very diverse program in terms of students and of course of cultures. We all come from different countries all around the world.
Everybody's done very different studies, so everybody can help in different projects. There's really something for everyone.
And we get to exchange not only our culture, but also regarding the problems that we face while we are studying. We get to look things from different perspectives and look different approaches that all of us have. And that is pretty cool.
It's not just because you interact with them in the class and labs, but also outside that. And what they teach you in a different way outside the class is really important for your developing your life skills and also friendship.
Besides all the amazing lectures that we are having nowadays, that I have been learning a lot in the last, let's say, 4 months. I would say one of my favorite moments was my birthday. I was planning to have something small with all of my classmates, but they were more quick than me, and they organized me like a little surprise party, and it was very good. Like seeing all of us together, it was very good. We missed that.
And they ask you what's like one of the best decisions you made to develop your career. I think I have an answer. SINReM is not just another master's program. I would highly recommend you to apply for it.
Nice.
Yes.
Ang galing.
I think that video summarizes the program.
Yeah, actually, oo. Pero baka hindi naabutan ng ating mga viewers yung 3 different schools every semester.
Yes. Yun talaga yung pinaka-curious ako. Yung 3 schools. Why is it na 3 schools? Can you elaborate more on this, Sir John?
Yes, actually, in of the Erasmus scholarship offer this kind of education na meron talagang lilipat ka talaga ng school every semester. So for us in SINReM, because we are going to a school kung saan meron sila yung forte subject. So for example, the first semester we have is in Ghent University, where Ghent is really known and way of educating people towards the circular economy, or like the way of recycling things, reusing waste, making values out of the waste. So magaling sila doon. So that's why first semester we went there. And then second semester, we went to Uppsala University. So it's in Sweden. So this one naman, they are very good at geo-resource exploration. So finding the metals in a sustainable way. Hindi siya destructive, hindi siya nakakasira sa environment. And Sweden is really known for their sustainability technologies, sustainable technologies and processes. Just really, really good. And the third semester is where I am going as a metallurgical engineer. Doon kami sa process chain. So how to mine or how to extract metals in optimal way na hindi tayo nakakasira sa environment. So the three of them has really different fields, but the goal is to make the extraction sustainable. So they are very concerned actually on the sustainability side kasi nga paubos na yung mga natural resources natin, and the Europe is really investing something to make things sustainable and to preserve kung ano man yung masusupply natin for the future. So yes.
Wow.
Amazing, right?
Ano ba, para akong seryoso, ang galing, para ka cross-enroll nga talaga ang tawag, di ba? How I wish na meron tayo dito, no? Like, I know na...
Mag-ship na ba tayo?
Apply tayo.
I forgot to mention one thing kasi may inad pala sila sa batch namin. The fourth one is the entrepreneurship side, where you have this idea and how will you turn this idea into business. So hindi lang tayo puro science. So we want that this
technology
idea pupunta sa tao and we will create a business out of it. So earning at the same time sustaining. Yes.
Amazing. Ganun pala talaga siya. Ang galing, no? Ngayon ko lang actually yan nalaman. Ngayon ko lang talaga nalaman.
Something new. It's something new to all of us, di ba?
Sobra.
Na meron palang ganyang program.
True. Okay, question tayo. Ngayon, Sir John, ayan, gaya ng nabanggit ko kanina na meron tayong three questions. Na-prepare na kami ng mga questions. I know na na-prepare ka na doon. So, mamimili ka ng numbers from 1 to 9. Ayan.
Okay.
From 1 to 9. And each number corresponds to a question na kailangan mong sagutin.
Hindi naman po to quiz bowl na question.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. Sige, okay. Sasabihin ko lang ba yung number?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I pick now?
Yeah, sure. Prepare for the question.
Yeah.
Ano yung
What
maximum? 9?
It's 1 to 9.
Yeah, 1 to 9.
Okay. Let's say 7.
7. So your question is... Parang ano. Okay, so the question says here, so yung tanong dito is, what motivates you to stay on the line? What do you mean on the line? Like a graduate student or on
your
field?
program, sa program niya mismo. Like, gaya nga natin, di ba, sa atin kasi, naka-experience tayo ng ganun, naka-encounter tayo ng ganung question. Like, ako personally...
May mga discouragement.
Ako personally, graduate ako ng nutrition, but I am taking MS Pharmacy. So, in the long run, nahihirapan ako kasi mahirap talaga at hindi ko ako familiar sa pharmacy terminologies. But what keeps me going? Ayan. So, for you, Sir John.
What keeps you going on this?
Para kanino ka bumabangon?
Ayun! Nakuha mo, sir! Ayun, nakuha mo!
Exactly.
Nakuha mo!
I think it's easier. This is not an old idea, but when your passion aligns to what you are doing, then it will keep you motivated in the long run, actually. So for me, actually, it's really my passion na even after graduation, I started by a small curiosity sa pag-process natin in processing the wastes from mining. And I expand that, and my thesis is about it. And then my first job actually is about processing the tailings of a mine. And then it somehow relates to sustainability. That's why I applied to this master. And yes, though it's really hard for me kasi yun nga, at some point we have lectures like geology, na medyo konti yung knowledge ko, and especially entrepreneurship, diba? Like someone from the mine and then learning about selling something like that. So medyo challenging siya, but when you are always reminded with your goal and your passion, you have something to look forward, and yeah, that keeps you on the line.
Yes, your passion and your goal. So, advice to our like aspiring Filipino na gusto din mag-study abroad. So, what will like how can you say, so when is the time when you na masasabi mo sa self mo na this is not for me, and do I need to explore more fields or other fields? So, saan yung time na sabihin mo yan sa
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's very hard to find what you want at early stage actually. There to do lots of exploration. Yung iba nga inaabot pa ng late stage na to know what they want. But the thing is, we need to be stable first, because let's be real, mahirap talaga, I mean, in our area to go with what we want in the first stage, kasi meron tayong support, or we need to finance ourselves and like that. So mahirap i-pursue yung passion natin. So one thing is make sure you are stable. Look for that stability, financial wise, mentally wise, dapat stable ka. And then if you are lucky and achieve that as early as possible, then you can go with what you want. And then when to say it's not enough if you explored it. So don't say no, or don't say you don't want it if you haven't tried it. Doon lang that's how we aid our curiosity. Or even ask from your seniors. But I firmly believe that self-experience is our best teacher. Diba? So I heard stories actually, like someone from this field master other field, and it's a very different world, but they are enjoying it. So I mean, it's not impossible. So keep your doors open, but still mind your stability muna, because it's hard kung nag-back out ka and wala kang mabalikan. So make a stable ground and then explore what you want. Then I think it will be safe sa journey mo.
Sinasabi natin dapat may fallback ka din. If ever hindi mo pala calling yung pinuntahan mo.
Yeah, actually in the first place, kung hindi mo naman siya ipupush talaga, kung hindi talaga para sa'yo, kung hindi mo talaga ipupush, I mean, hindi mo
papahirap. Passion.
Yes, in the first place. Pero yun nga, dalawa lang kasi yung mapupuntahan mo din. It's either to go or not to go. To go or not to go. And of course, ngayon siguro, circumstances brought us to this kind of, hindi naman siguro passion. Circumstances brought us to have this kind of opportunity, grabbing this kind of opportunity. Especially for Filipinos na they have an idea na if you study abroad, you will have more chances and possibilities to be successful when it comes to business, when it comes to academe. Meron tayong notion for some. Kaya parang yung circumstances na lang na ang hirap ng buhay dito sa Pilipinas, sa hirap ng buhay ko, kailangan kong magtiyaga, kailangan kong mag-aral ng mabuti. Na kahit hindi mo na passion, hindi mo na siya gusto, but sometimes yun na yung nagiging nagfu-fuel sa to keep going. 'Di ba yung circumstances of being poor, circumstances of being left out.
Yeah, and we cannot invalidate that. Actually, I really appreciate those na nagpo-push kahit na ayaw na nila, but they are doing it for someone dear to them or out of responsibility. I really applaud to those people. I've just had a friend which is doing that, and then she showed resignation paper and said, okay, I did my responsibility, it's time for myself naman. So parang ganun, we have our own timeline na you don't need if you can you have to do something for others, then do it. I mean, it's not a race, so yeah, it's open, and the opportunity will always come.
True. Ayan, by the way, Sir Jen, sa scholarship mo na yon, may maintaining grade ba? Baka lang makalimutan natin, may maintaining grade ba? Or, paano kapag hindi ako nakapasa?
Qualifications.
ayun lang din. The scholarship itself is very tight when it comes to selecting students. So they make sure na yung pupunta naman, it's yung seryoso rin naman, hindi lang yung tour sa Europe yung pinunta. But of course, they check for the quality, tignan na yung records mo. So yeah, it doesn't mean that you need to have a straight A, summa cum laude ka to get in. I'm not. And hindi naman din ako hindi naman ganun yung achievements ko. But they just have to, you just have to show that you see in going there na meron kang purpose for the education that they will be giving to you. So yung sa amin naman, I have my friends na nabagsak talaga, nambabagsak talaga sila sa exams dito. So during my first semesters, there are peoples na nabagsak, and wala namang bawas sa allowance or ano ba, matatanggalan ka ng scholarship. No, the scholarship is, I'm speaking for my program itself, so I don't know the other programs, but for the SINReM program, hindi siya nababawasan, but you have to comply. Kasi yung iba pang nabagsak ka, you have to take it again on the next year. And most of my classmates we are really like group of responsible students. So hindi siya yung petiks na parang nag-enjoy lang. We know our responsibilities. So yeah, if you come to this program, make sure you are serious with your goal. And yeah, if pwede yung sideline, I mean, you can enjoy Europe, it's really good. But the goal is, of course, to study well and be responsible, to have that balance.
Nice.
Additional question po, sir, Jan. Yung scholarship, di ba, meron siyang time period na within 2 years or 3 years dapat makatapos ka na or gano'n?
Yes. So yung scholarship talaga, para siyang contract, 2 years. It's like kung the European Union or the raw materials organization, sasabihin nila na yes, 2 years, they will give you this, you study for this, and so we are not bounded naman after 2 years. We have our free choice naman where do we want to go, but at least on the 2 years na yung nire-request nila, we will do our best. So yes.
So after 2 years, cut off na yung scholarship?
Yes, but there are actually opportunities, depende sa country where you will be going to. Sa amin, sa Germany, because dun yung field ko, they said like bibigyan pa kami after 2 years, they will give us months to stay sa Germany to find job and yeah, to extend our stay. Kasi sa visa mo rin I mean, sa visa itself, you are not allowed to stay like for long because you will be using student visa. So hindi siya yung pang matagalan.
Yan, walang forever sa visa. Walang forever sa visa. 2 years lang yung 2 years lang expiration. Ayan. Okay, ayan. So sa mga nanonood sa atin sa Facebook, if ever may mga question pa kayo, i-drop nyo lang yung questions niyo and comments para mamaya balikan natin kung meron man. Now, Sir Jan, second question na tayo. Ang bilis. Second question na tayo. Ayan.
Go ahead.
I mean, mamili ka na ng 1 to 9 except 7.
Okay, 3.
Number 3. Ayan, maganda to. Bagay na bagay to sa'yo, Sir Jan, na question. So, the question here is that, what's next after you finish? The career path, I mean. So, what's next?
Yeah. Yan yung tanong sa akin during the interview sa video, if you remember yung video kanina na Pinas.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Oo nga. Pero kasi English kasi. Pero English kasi. Pero yung Tagalog.
Oo, yun.
Unsay sunod? Bisaya ka na. Unsay sunod nimo mag-take ag masters?
Bisaya. So naay duha ka. I'm translating what I said dito. So naay duha ka defined path nga pwedeng maatuhan aning yung masters actually. So one is pursue ka sa imong sa academe. So get a PhD or find another masters. So kasi at least after this masters na strengthen na yung profile mo, 'di ba? And you have something to show. So in academic wise, meron ka na iso-support grades during this masters. So mas malaki yung chance mo sa academe. And good thing here is maganda yung pag-aalaga nila sa mga nagpo-pursue ng academe or PhD dito. So sa Belgium, I heard they're paying and then wala silang tax na binabayaran pag nag-PhD ka. So that's good. And then another thing is pwede ka na sa industry. So yung sa industry din, you need to show na willing ka that you have the skills to gain something, the knowledge, para magamit sa industry naman. So medyo pahirapan ngayon, to be honest, because of COVID, mahirap kahit sa internship nga. We are supposed to have our internship, but some of us like me, hindi ko ako nakakuha ng internship for now this year dahil nga sa COVID. But yes, so that's the second path. You enter an industry here in Europe where you can use what you learn in this program.
Kaya pala marami kang gala, sir. Ganon. Maraming gala si sir. Ayan. Kung makikita nyo talaga yung timeline ni Sir Jan sa FB, nako, ma-amaze kayo. Yan. Ma-amaze kayo. Ngayon, sa sarili mo namang question, sir, on your own point of view, anong gagawin mo after? Magpo-proceed ka ba? Or babalik ka dito sa Pilipinas?
Hindi rin. I'm not closing my doors. I'm opening it to both actually kasi it's really uncertain, especially these times na hindi talaga natin alam. I mean, you cannot say, I want to work and you don't need to work because mahirap din yung job market as of now. Hopefully, after graduation, it will be better. Magiging okay na yung COVID. I mean, everyone will have vaccinated na on all. Meron na tayong immunity. So, if that happens, then I will try my best because I really miss working. Because before going to the masters, I already worked for almost 3 years. And yeah, I look forward to work again back in the mines, but this time more in na. So that's what I want to do hopefully. Sana nga tanggapin ako ng mga European Union bosses ng mga nandito. Fingers crossed.
Yan, oo nga, no?
So I'm just curious, Sir Jan, how about the language?
Yeah, the language pala, oo.
That's a very good question. Oo, kasi, yeah, initially, so masters, we are really group of diverse group of international students. We are from everywhere. So we are using English for sure at first, but when you go to the field, even in the application process, requirements to know the language of the country where you are applying to. So sa akin, sa Germany, so I need to learn German. So it's hard maybe, but if you are willing to learn naman, they are giving you free language course actually kung doon ka sa university na pupuntahan mo. Example for us, sa Freiburg, we have a free language course for a semester or a year, I'm not sure, but tuturuan ka. And they are really recommending it na gagamitin mo yon because here in European Union, most of them is still using their national language in books, instructions, and especially if you are working. It's really a plus when applying for a job. But it's also personal development, so I mean, why close your doors to learning new language, diba?
True. Yan, totoo.
Mm-hmm.
Most no, kahit ako din naman. Yeah, sige nga, sample nga isang linyahan lang.
I haven't been to Germany, you know.
So soon pa.
Yes. I mean, it will start on October.
Kamusta yung Filipino community dyan, sir?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I've been to different places, and it's always good if you see Filipino around. What I always do when I visit places is punta kayo sa Facebook and search, for example, nasa Madrid ako, Pinoy in Madrid. If I am in Portugal, Filipino in Portugal. In Belgium, Pinoy in Belgium, and all that. And the Filipinos are really responsive and very welcoming. So it's really recommended for those who are wanting to go here and who has achieved and had achieved nakapunta na dito to find community. I mean, be careful and not to be very open and trusting, but Filipinos are always warm, and you know a lot of good Filipinos who are already here.
Nice. Galing, no? And kahit saan talaga tong mga Pilipino na to. Saan
Yes.
talaga tong mga Pilipinong to?
My classmates are also wondering like, you know, another Filipino again. Like, yeah, we are everywhere. Sinasabi ko sa kanila. Kasi every time pupunta kami sa isang lugar, makakilala na naman daw akong Pilipino. And I told them like, doon lang yan sa Facebook group, and then you just post there, hey, I'm here. And then someone will meet you, and then chika-chika. And there's a lot of things you can relate to. So yun pa lang, meron na kayo connection, and it's really fun. Because you share the same stories. Like, we came from Philippines, and we come here, maybe iba-iba yung pamamaraan, but we relate. And it's good to have someone to share something you relate to.
Amazing.
Sometimes nga yung pinag-uusapan mo lang yung ng Filipino friend mo is yung pagkain sa Pinas, how I miss this food, this dish, diba? Yung mga ganun lang. So like from there they'll take connection.
Kailan ka huling umuwi ng Pilipinas para Sir John?
No, I haven't. I mean, the moment I came here, hindi na ako nakabalik. I came here last September. Yeah, so dahil nga COVID, ganon. Hindi nga ako nakauwi sa hometown ko for coming here because strict pa dati.
Ay, okay. No wonder. Kaya enjoy. Oh, nako, grabe. Mabubusog ka sa mga makikita mong views. Parang nag-aaral ka ba talaga? Nag-aaral ka ba talaga? Or yung totoo?
Hindi, isa rin yun sa nangyari kasi. We're supposed to be in Germany this summer season kasi meron kaming summer school. It's part of the program. SINReM program, supposedly meron siyang summer school. We will do our lab experiment and all. Pero nga, dahil sa COVID restrictions, so hindi na kami na-require na pumunta sa Germany. And kami na mag-group ng friends ko, ng mga classmates ko, we are 8. So we thought of things na pumunta mas murang European country to save money and then even enjoy and explore other places. So yeah, we decided to first go in Portugal. So nakatipid kami, hindi naman natipid kasi ginasto rin namin yung natipid namin. So parang gano'n. So one advantage, kaya kakapag-ikot din ako supposedly I can't if mag-klase kami sa Germany. Pero ngayon, tapos na yung klase namin. I remember ●👫 contacted me and I was still doing my lab works. May natapos ako ngayon. So I told them, like, sorry I cannot entertain for na pwede August 4 or something. Can you move it? Ganun kasi may busy talaga ako or may pinupuntahan ako. Kasi,
sorry na.
Hindi, okay lang. I mean, at least we're clear.
Kaya nga, tapos yung guest natin sa August 4 pa, available ka ba nung time na yun? Actually, dapat kahapon. It's October 5 today. August 5. So, dapat kahapon. And, sana natin. Kasi, alam mo na, mga busy rin talaga. At
that's why thankful talaga kami sa mga guests namin, especially kay Sir John tonight, na binigyan niya talaga kami ng time to be with us tonight, diba?
Yeah. I mean, everyone who's interested to know about our program and all, I have all the time now kasi nga tapos na yung class namin. Andito na ako sa kamag-anak ko sa Italy. So, I have more time to entertain questions and offer help if anyone wants to.
Yes, kaya sa mga friends natin there, mga friends natin out there na nanonood at nakikinig ng ating podcast, ng ating live streaming ngayon, ayan. Search nyo lang sa Facebook, ako na nag-promote, Sir John. Ako na nag-promote. Ulaw ko. Ako na magpo-promote.
Nakatag naman ako dito
Oo nga.
Sa Facebook.
Pwede nyo siyang, ayan. Pwede nyo siyang i-message.
Just send him a message. Yes.
Yeah.
Eh, nakita nyo naman po, friends, di ba, ang ano niya? Ang bait niya.
Okay. So, before we jump to our last and final question, Sir John, can you give us, tips muna? Kasi we're planning to compile or to collect, to have a pool of tips. Ayan, personalized tips sa mga students, study habits or life hacks dyan sa Europe.
Yeah, life hacks. Ang dami kong pwedeng sabihin. I mean, diskarte talaga. First, dapat mong diskarte. And yeah, I mean, given that I am Ilocano in nature, we are known for being kuripot and matipid.
Ay, wait, speaking of kuripot, yung fan facts, hindi mo binasa kanina da. Ayan, may fan facts dyan si Sir Jan, na nakarating ka ng Belgium ba yun?
Slovenia.
Ayan.
Yeah, I
so,
went.
maganda si Sir Jan. Sige, go Sir Jan.
Ayun, hindi talaga ako nagta-travel pag yung flight ko is more than 50 euros. Parang mahal na sa akin. So, yeah, that thing I saw in online. So, naka-travel ako ng Slovenia from Belgium. Kasi connecting flight yun. Madrid to Belgium pala. For 9 euros. So, sa Pilipinas, it's around 500 pesos. So, di ba parang, go na yan. Huwag ganyan na yung presyo. Let's go. So it's really an opportunity.
Hindi lang go na yan, sir. Hindi lang talaga go na yan. Tara na
talaga.
Baka mag-iba pa yung price. And yeah, I managed to book it. However, pagka the day napupunta ako doon kasi gumala pa ako the night before, late akong gumising. So nagtakbo ako papuntang airport talaga, and then na-late ako, and I have to pay like 4 times or 5 times the price of the plane ticket. Para lang doon. So it's really funny, but yeah, lesson learned.
Ayan, so hindi mo na sanagot yung aming question. Ayan, doon na tayo yung life hacks. Kaya lang diskarte. Anong klaseng diskarte?
Ayun, ako
so kailangan namin maging matipi? I mean, kailangan namin maging kuripot?
Depends on what you want. Pero dito sa Europe kasi, they give you enough money, but the money, it's up to you on how you manage or balance it. Diba? Pero lang din naman yung ibang scholarship offers eh. What makes you different, or what makes us different siguro Filipinos, is we know the value of money, and we know na ito, kasi especially me in my first days here, kino-convert ko pa like, yung 60 pesos na tong 1 euro sa Pilipinas. Diba? So when you convert it, it's a very big value. So maybe sa ibang countries din. So you know the value, so natitipid mo talaga. So doon pa lang, you naturally find a way na magiging madiskarte ka, especially for me, isang diskarte ko dati is sa food. Like, I cook meal good for two meals, ganon, nahati ko, ganon, kanin, para mabilis kong mabusog. And also, para at least, kung may natira ka, meron ka rin pang-enjoy and pang-explore ng place that you want to do here in Europe. Kasi nga, di ba, we are in foreign country and you don't know a lot of things. That's why you are curious and you are spending these things to know it. So at least may na-save ka, then you can know it. Pero yung iba naman, iba-iba kasi yung passion eh. Yung iba kasi they're doing it because they're sending also money back. So actually this can sustain. I know someone who did it. Like they are having scholarship pero meron din silang pinapaaral. So there are a lot of things na magagawa mo dito. So life hacks, yun, magtitipid ka sa pagkain mo.
Kailangan mag-convert. Ayan. Kailangan mag-convert.
Oo.
Actually, nakarelate ako.
Diba yung convert mo, like, every time you plan to spend something, think of the value mo sa Pinas, and then magdadalawang isip ka na kung bibilhin mo ba yung shoes na yan, yung magandang damit na yan. And yes.
True.
So
it doesn't mean...
Nakarelate. Yeah.
So
nakarelate talaga ako. I-add ko lang ha. Nakarelate din talaga ako kay Sir Jan kasi yun talaga pagdating ko dito sa Korea. As in, super mahal ng bilihin. So like, every time mag-buy kami, like conversion, automatic kami nagiging calculator. Kasi pag kinam na price, magkano to sa Pinas? Tapos awag na lang muna. Then yun talaga yung mas okay talaga na magluto ka ng sariling food mo. Kasi if lumabas ka, sa labas ka kumain, it's so expensive. So yun talaga.
And also, I think it's really helpful if you find a friend who can relate to you. Actually, I found a friend. For me, I have a Pakistani friend. So, kayo nag-ask me if you want to buy something or go somewhere. So, malaking tulong siya kung meron ka kahati or ka-share ng something, activities or what.
Nice.
Yun talaga yung ng Pinoy. Super diskarte talaga.
Yes.
Kaya nakaka-survive tayo anywhere.
Ang galing, no? Ang galing, ang galing. I mean, yes, for everyone, it doesn't mean na if you're working or studying abroad ay marami ng pera. Ayan.
Yeah.
Meron kasi tayong
That's reality.
meron kasi tayo din again.
Diskarte.
Yan, meron kasi tayong thinking na kapag nasa abroad ka ay marami ka ng pera. Yes, there are chances siguro na you will find really a way to earn for the living, or you could earn to save money, but it doesn't mean that you're rich when it comes or when you reach abroad or kung nasa abroad ka. Yun nga, di ba? Coming from the both of you who are young pa, wala pang pamilyang wala pang anak, wala pang asawa na binubuhay at sinusustentuhan, you now you manage your money wisely. Ayan. And it's really a good lesson for everyone, na especially now sa pandemic, na to make tipid, ayan. To make tipid talaga kasi ang hirap ng pera, ayan, ang hirap ng pera. At I hope sa mga pero hindi pa rin yun ha. I mean, it's not still a guarantee
you can
na
still enjoy. Now, yung parang magtitid ka ngayon, then you can still enjoy afterwards.
Wag naman rich na tulog.
Basta alam mo lang. Yeah, I mean, as long as you know where your money goes, kung meron ka namang allotted stuff for what you want and what you need, I mean, it's not bad.
Ayan. So, marami tayong mga shout-outs muna. Ayan, before si Da mag-final question. Ayan, shout-out sa aming mga friends out there. Sino ba to? Hindi ko kilala. Hi, Jefferson Baswell. Ayan. Hi, Miss Benj. Ayan. Si Mark. Hi, Mark. Ayan. At Ate Giselle from Bacolod. Ayan. So, amo ra good ni siya nga podcast or dili man good ni siya as in kanang tawag ani like professional. Kaya kanang good yung actually kay bakasyon man good namo. I mean, gigrab na ako nga bakasyon namo sa school kay once nga magsulod na ang SEM, maglisod pod mi og manage sa time sa like kay in preparing pa lang sa podcast, it's really hard. Time consuming siya. Unya ang mangita bitaw og mga guest, maghanap ka ng mga guest, it's really difficult, and of course you cannot control their time as well. But it's really stars have aligned good this month kay ang mostly sa mga guests na mo kay available sila this month.
So we're so happy and grateful to our guests.
Yes.
So for our final question, before we
bid farewell before
pipili na ba? Ano number?
Yes.
Okay, ano pa ba?
Except sa 3 and 7.
Yeah, 5.
Okay, this is for you. This, I mean, in your opinion, so would you recommend to others to be a graduate student abroad? Why or why not?
Ay, pang beauty queen na question. with matching why or why not?
Why or why not? Dapat meron talagang reason.
Yes.
Bakit i-recommend mo? Bakit hindi mo i-recommend?
Yeah, it's both a yes or a no actually. Depende dito lang tayo sa depende. So, depende talaga sa iyong passion. But if you're still exploring, I mean, this opportunity is really good. Why not? Di ba? Why not? Ganun na lang. So, if you are in the stage of your life na nag-explore ka really on what you want, because you cannot close your door. You don't know. I mean, most of the Filipino graduates at the early stage, they even don't know where they're going, di ba? And, I mean, special cases na yung alam talaga nila and they're destined to it. But most is like they're still experimenting. So, open your doors. Go to the industry. Kung gusto mo, then you might stay there. If not, I mean, hindi ko rin naman masasabing hindi ko gusto yung industry na napuntahan ko. That's why I applied for this master's. It's just, I'm curious and I want to know. And the opportunity comes. So for me, I would recommend this for those people specific kind of people na think maybe this is good, maybe we can get, because this is 2 years. I mean, it's not that
It's
much
not that long.
diba? Yeah, so maybe kung gusto nyo and then this is really a good opportunity. But for those naman na, I mean, dedicated sa kanilang career, like ito gusto kong mag 5 years dito, then it's still also good for your CV, especially for us in the engineering field. If you have that in your resume na mayroon ka 5 years experience at 21 years old, then ka.
Wow.
Ang bugiro kayo. Ang bugiro kayo.
Yeah. Meron then I would recommend this to aid for career curious and for science curious. I mean, if you want to do something beneficial, not only for yourself, but like for the world, lakas mo ka world peace, for the something na may impact naman before as someone, kung may gusto kong i-contribute sa world, then go for it. I highly recommend this one. Yeah.
Also to add, yung mga fresh graduates na like they are still looking for their career path, yung parang na-realize nila sa staff nila, hindi ko talaga love yung course na kinuha ko. Then there's this opportunity, why not? Diba?
Love ko, di ko talaga love yung di ko talaga love yung course ko. May kasama ka. Kami din. May kasama ka. Napipilitan lang naman kami. Ganun, napipilitan lang kami. Parang ako talaga yung nag-ano, no? Parang sa akin talaga nanggaling yung wag kayong mag-aral abroad, hindi biro.
Hugot.
But yes, totoo yun. Totoo naman yun. And knowing that, kaya nga, most especially sa mga young ones na may plano na magplano mag-aral abroad, you need to prepare not just mentally, you need to prepare emotionally as well. If hindi
financially.
Yeah, isa-isahon sa nako.
Big factor. Okay.
Inunahan mo ako, sir. Inunahan mo ako. Pero sige, go. Hindi ko hindi ko nga talaga mawawala na meron kang I mean, sa Ilocano na maging kuripot kasi financially, yes. Sa mga yan, you need to prepare talaga, hindi lang mentally, kasi usually yun yan, iniisip na magaling yan siguro kasi nakarating abroad, I mean nakakuha siya ng scholarship. So tayo yung mga nakakaalam, kailangan kong galingan mentally, kailangan kong mag-excel, kailangan kong mag-top sa klase. But how about those are aspect, especially sa emotional, na hindi pa nakalabas sa kanilang comfort zone? So kahit anong talino mo, 'di ba? Kahit anong ka ka-prepared mentally, if emotionally hindi ka pa talaga ready na ma-detach sa family mo. And buti sana kung yung country na 'yan ay isang taxi lang o isang Grab o isang jeep lang, isang tricycle, makakauwi ka na. No. And of course, you are going to stay there not just weeks, days, months, but years. So you need to prepare also emotionally. At the same time, gaya nga ng sabi kanina ni Sir Jan, financially as well. Ayan. Although may scholarship pa rin, but there are certain siguro challenges when it comes to finances na kailangan mo talagang ng malaking pera, or siguro never ko pa naman na-experience abroad kasi nandito pa ako sa Pilipinas. Pero yes, coming from the both of you, na when it comes to finances, you really need to prepare. So for those watching with us this evening, you need to prepare emotionally, you need to prepare physically sa mga tasks na ibibigay sa'yo siguro ng mga professors mo sa studies mo. You need to prepare emotionally and financially. What more can you add, Sir Jan? Meron pa ba or that?
Yeah, I mean, more than that, I think one good preparation is to find a good senior na pwede mong makip in touch. It really helps kung meron kang someone who knows ahead of you. Like alam na yung mga diskarte, ganon. They really help. And because they know the struggle, and it's very hard kung walang ganon. So try to reach out, people na nandun na kung saan ka man pupunta. They can be your senior and mental health support, moral support, maybe pwede ka rin pautangin, financial support. Ganun. Because it's really not hard to say no for Filipinos who have been here already, because we all know na yung struggle. So if someone is really aiming to come here, it's really not hard to offer help. So those who plan to come here, it's really advisable maybe to look for a good senior. Make sure naman that reliable and something na medyo close muna siguro. So invest to people as early as now kung may mga friends kayo, and make that investment worth it.
Sir, nag-invest na ako,
I
sir.
totally agree.
Sir, nag-invest na ako. Nag-invest ako. Nag-invest na ako. Okay. I mean, oo nga naman. Totoo nga yun. Kasi, honestly dito ako sa Pilipinas. So, sa 𝐄𝐤𝐢𝐬𝐬 University ako at wala pa akong kilalang Filipino doon. Meron man, pero ibang department siya. Alam mo yung, ang hirap mag-enroll. Dumating pa, last sem actually. Nung first sem ko kasi sa 𝐄𝐤𝐢𝐬𝐬, yung school na yung nag-enroll sa amin. So, ako na lang namili ng courses na kukunin ko. Then, automatic, goods na. Sila na nag-print ng admission certificate. Pero last sem, akala ko ganun pa rin yung process. Tapos nag-email sa akin yung school na hindi pa daw ako enrolled, pero nakakuha na daw ako ng subject, pero hindi pa rin daw ako officially enrolled kasi hindi ko pa nadala dun sa Worry Bank yung admission something para sa tuition na answer. Tapos nagulat ako, wala pa akong kakilala sa 𝐄𝐤𝐬𝐬𝐬. Alam namang utusan ko yung professor ko na, or actually nag-request nga ako kay Darlene 'di ba? Naalala mo? Ang layo-layo ng ang layo-layo ng university ko sa university niya. Kaya oo nga, maganda nga na meron kang kilala. Pero ngayon medyo may kakilala na ako na naging classmate ko taga Myanmar, pero uuwi na siya sa August 24. Sayang. Siya actually yung siya talaga yung nag-enroll sa akin, siya yung nagdala ng paper ko sa Worry Bank, siya nagpapirma sa professor ko and all. Laking tulong talaga kapag may mga ganoon, especially abroad. Kumuntik na hindi ako maka-enroll. Anyways, last question na da?
That was the last question.
Ayun na pa yun.
Ang bilis, di ba?
Grabe, ang bilis na natin.
Para tayo nagkikahan.
Kaya nga, ayan. Hi Ma'am Luz, ayan, shout out si Ma'am Luz. Ayan, si Ma'am Luz yung namin, kasama ko dati before sa Bacolod, at siya yung nag-invite din sa akin sa Radio Bandera. So hi Ma'am Luz at saka sa mga nanonood sa atin. Ngayon, marami pa talaga tayong marami akong natutunan, hindi lang chikahan, hindi lang kwentuhan, hindi lang making connections and making friends with Sir John, but also looking in a different perspective, studying abroad. Another side of box has many sides, four corners. So sa mga kaibigan kong nanonood ngayon, maybe akala nyo isang side lang yung nakikita nyo, but there are a lot more you need to explore and discover. So, good thing na may mga tips, may mga nabanggit si Sir John doon sa ating discussion, at I hope nga na nabanggit niya kaninang big word na curiosity. Na-feed natin yung curiosity nyo ngayong gabi. Na-feed namin ang inyong curiosity, at like Sir John again mentioned na if ever may mga question kayo or mga clarifications kayo sa kanya, ay he's willing.
Yeah.
Hanggang kailan ba, sir? Pwede kayo magtanong. Hanggang kailan ba?
Okay naman. I mean, I might get busy, so maybe on October medyo late na yung responses ko. Pero today until before October siguro I can be online lang naman ako always. So, yeah.
Nice. Yan, it's promise, hindi ako nagbibiro. Bago talaga to sa amin. Never pa ako naka-question. Never pa ako hindi naman naka-encounter. Never pa rin ako nagkaroon ng ideas sa other field, especially in engineering. Kasi most of them, like Darlene, nasa sa ano siya, sa field ng medicine, nasa field ng sciences talaga, life sciences. So I really don't know. Actually, 'di ba, kung nakikita nyo, may mga ano kasi, may mga ads sa Facebook. Like, Sinistrally offers MBA. Ayan, may mga study ganito, scholarship, masteral, PhD, sa mga nababasa natin sa sa Facebook ads. But ngayong gabi ay may nakasama nga talaga tayo, legit. Ayan, hindi lang nakita sa ads sa mga ganun yung mga application. At an eye opener for everyone talaga. Yeah. So, Sir John, takeaways? Meron ka bang mga takeaways?
Well, first of all, thank you for this opportunity at least, di ba? Like, I also managed to share my experience and ano yung mga na-learn ko dito, and then little life hacks. And yeah, especially now in pandemics, I know there are a lot of curiosity na sa mga minds, especially sa fresh grad, kasi nga the job market also here back in the Philippines is medyo tight na rin. I don't have the job na. So yes, I mean, open your doors. It's not that hard. I mean, you can still sustain whatever you want to sustain doing graduate studies. Don't be afraid. The link that we sent, yung binigay ko na Erasmus Mundus, it's legit. Doon talaga na website. And there are lots of offers. It's not selfish. It's not looking for one field. It's there for everyone. So you can go and visit that website and try your luck. You don't need to ikaw talaga yung pinakamagaling sa class. Just write a good motivation letter and then fill the requirements. And yeah, I'm encouraging it especially for people that is curious for their careers. And then yeah, thank you Neil and Dar. So for inviting me for this podcast. I really had fun, and it's really light and warm talking to you. So thank you, and I hope the listeners learn something from this. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Ayan. Whew. Thank you very much, Sir John. Iiwan ka muna namin sa ere. Iiwan ka muna namin sa ere at kami ay mag-outro lang. Ayan, saglit lang ha. Ayan. Huwag ka munang aalis, Sir John. Di ba tayo tapat? Magtutuos pa tayo. Ayan. Ayan. So, marami tayong natutunan sa gabing ito. Ayan, sa gabing ito. At ayan, I personally had a good time, a lot of lessons. Truly an eye-opener for everyone. Ayan.
Yeah.
And yes, last na nabanggit ni Sir John is about if it really mean for you. Ayan, kapag sa'yo talaga, ibibigay talaga sa'yo. And I know God has a timetable. He knows what your heart's desire. Ayan. Alam niya kung saan ka magaling. Alam niya kung anong kailangan mo. And of course, ibibigay talaga ng Panginoon kung will niya talaga para sa'yo. Like, faith without actions is dead. So, hindi ka magkakaroon ng scholarship kung hindi ka rin gagawa. I mean, kung hindi ka magsisikap na maghanap ng scholarship. Ang daming mga scholarship na binanggit kanina. 'Di ba si Sir John? So,
dami, super.
At it is a good way to start. And of course, kung sa mga friends ko there na you really need to ask for God's guidance. Kung anong program, kung international studies ba talaga abroad is really for you, ask God. Have a communion with Him. Ask and it shall be given. Ayan. Kasi this opportunity is one of a kind of opportunity. Ayan. At hindi siya lang. Pero be reminded be careful with the opportunities as well. Kasi sometimes Satan do open doors as well. And you really need to have a good connection with God in order for you to decipher para ba talaga to sa'yo. Kasi you might end up messing around, or you might end up blaming God if hindi maganda yung takbo ng yung karera, or you will end up doing or you might rebel with God, and ayaw natin yan mangyari. Two kinds of person will always look for the positive side and the negative side. If everything turns smoothly, and if everything goes sa gusto ng ating puso, we praise God. But sometimes, kapag hindi na nga yun maganda, have a negative impact, we tend to question God. Why me? Bakit ganito nangyari? So before you officially, or before you truly look for this kind of scholarship and opportunity, first thing first is you need to have a good connection with our Creator, with our Savior, our Provider. He will really direct you kung saan ka dapat, kung anong program at kung anong scholarship ang ibibigay niya sa'yo. Kanina nabanggit ko na people will look after the circumstances in life. Bakit ako mag-aaral abroad? Because mahirap sa family namin, wala nang trabaho, so kailangan ko na magbanat ng buto at kailangan kong mag-aral abroad, ayan, para ma-secure ko yung future ko, ma-secure ko yung career ko pagbalik ko ng Pilipinas. But again, this is not a joke. Ayan, hindi siya biro ang mag-apply. You will really invest time, you will invest money, you will invest effort. So, marami na ako nasabi, da?
Yes, yun. Yung sinabi
marami ako nasabi.
Na yes, it is not really easy. Yung pag-apply pa lang hindi na easy. And how much more if you've arrived also already in the place, it would be another challenge for you. So, you really have that, yun nga yung sinabi kanina ni Sir Jan, that dapat passionate ka sa ginagawa mo. Not only that, you should always ask God if eto ba talaga yung will niya sa'yo. Because if it is His will for you, then you can overcome everything.
Yes.
Kung ano man ang pagdadaanan mo sa life, then if you have God in your life, then it would all be fine. Everything will be alright. Lang talaga.
Yeah, so I guess na-conclude natin.
It's getting late na. And
na-conclude natin ang ating podcast this evening. Once again, maraming salamat sa mga nakasama namin ngayong gabing ito. At if ever nahihiya pa kayo sa mga question, feel free to send message to Sir John, or you may leave a message sa aking Facebook, or still comment if ever may mga questions kayo and clarification with regards to the scholarship that Sir John mentioned earlier, yung program niya. And may assurance naman tayo na he will entertain all the questions as long as free siya and as long as he can manage yung mga messages natin. So once again, maraming salamat sa mga nakasama natin sa gabing ito. Maraming salamat sa nakilahok, sa mga shoutouts ninyo. Maraming salamat, Da, for taking time, ayan, sa pag-drop by dito sa ating tambayan. And I hope na magkikita pa tayo. Actually, Da, we changed. Tuesday, ayan. I hope available ka that time, or if not, mention me. Dahil ang dami naming in-invite, and mauubos siguro ang taon. Mauubos ang taon, hindi pa tayo tapos. Ayan, so sa Tuesday, we have another guest. Ayan, maybe galing sa Korea. Ayan, but one thing I'm sure is on Thursday, we have a guest coming from Australia. Ayan, coming from Australia. So, doon naman tayo sa mga English-speaking country.
Naman tayo sa land of kangaroo.
Yes, tatalon tayo. Tatalon tayo. Ayan, kaya I hope everyone, ayan.
And of course, huwag natin kalimutan pasalamatan yung guest natin tonight. Thank you, Sir John, for gracing us with your presence tonight, and talagang na-blessed kami sa mga words of encouragement, as well as sa mga tips na sinabi mo sa amin. And I know, I'm sure yung mga viewers din natin, excited na din sila mag-message sa'yo for that program.
Yeah. Anyways, ayan, maraming salamat, and sa mga Filipinos and friends ko in Korea, good night. Kids Night, and sa mga friends ko dyan sa sa side mo, sa kanang dapit, Sir John. Mayong hapon.
Sir John, baka meron kang gustong i-greet.
Yeah, Sir John.
We give you the opportunity to greet your friends.
Mara po tag-famous na nga, mag-greet po dito sa pananglitan.
Sige lang, good. Pwede mo good ba share?
Sige. Lingaw.
Also, I'm greeting. Kalain, no? I'm not used to this. Like, yeah, maybe good. Sa Pinas, it's evening. Good night, siguro.
Yeah.
So, all the listeners, thank you for giving time and sending my regards. Dasig graduate ta dira sa Pinas. Though medyo taas-taas pa ng paplayon, but yeah, we can manage it. We can go through it.
Yeah. Maraming salamat and good night. This is once again 𝐒𝐞𝐚𝐬𝐲 Valencia.
And this is Darlene Ortiz.
Ito ang Isko Iska Abroad.
Bye. Good
Bye,
night,
Sir John.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Goodbye.